it's Julia Cook. It is Monday, and here's Kirby Derby Doodle. She's sporting a kind of summery springtime outfit, and I'm coming to you live from Salt Lake City. I came to see my mom again, and while we're waiting for people to click on, because we're going to read Grief is Like a Snowflake today, one of my very favorites. It talks about when somebody dies or when somebody goes away and we don't have them in our lives anymore, and it makes us feel really bad. So before we read the book, I want to talk to you a little bit about a new idea. We want to be able to make sure when we socially distance that we are safe. And one of the fun ways to do that would be to put something on a t-shirt. So I thought about launching a line called the Kirby Derby Doodle line. Now, what makes the Kirby Derby Doodle line different from other people's stuff is that when you buy a Kirby Derby Doodle product, part of the proceeds goes to fund underprivileged kids and books for underprivileged kids and kids who can't afford books. So I want to start out by really quick showing you every Kirby Derby Doodle book, every Kirby Derby Doodle product will have this on the sleeve or on some part of the product. So what we're going to do is we have t-shirts because we want to be smart about social distance. So the first one says on the front, if you can read this t-shirt, you're too close. And then you can choose your back. You can either have social distance is my superpower on the back, or you can have social distance rocks put on the back. And it shows 6 feet. So it kind of reminds other people. So this is what it looks like on kids. I have to apologize, my color printer wasn't the best today. And it even works on grown-ups. We have grown-up sizes as well. And then the back, this is what it looks like on the back, and you can pick your back. If you get the social distance is my superpower, the thing about the Kirby Derby Doodle line is we're going to switch out the Kirby picture. So there she is in her Superman outfit. So that's a little plug for that. And what we want to talk about, though, is every time you purchase a Kirby Derby Doodle product, part of the proceeds goes to fund underprivileged kids. So if you go to my Facebook page, you can find the link to the Etsy store. And then when we do go back to school and when we do go out, we'll know how far to stay away, and people will know how far to stay away from us. So we have Jessica from Henderson, Nevada. Hi, Kylie. How are you? Mr. Dean Jacobs, one of my favorite people, is watching. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit today about grief. Grief is something that is very individual. Like a snowflake, no two snowflakes are alike. Grief's like that because nobody grieves the same. And so we're all individually different when we're sad. And grief, you have grief when somebody that you love isn't in your life anymore for a number of reasons. I know for a fact that your teachers felt really bad when they didn't have you in their classrooms, and they felt grief for you because they missed you. And when someone dies and they're not in our lives anymore, we feel grief for them. So this is a little book that talks about how to deal with grief, and it's called Grief is Like a Snowflake. Deep in the emerald forest grew a beautiful little pine tree. He was very, very sad. He was so sad that he cried sap tears every day. He cried so much that he was almost out of tree sap tears. A few weeks ago, his father was taken. "Why my dad?" the little pine tree said to his mom. "Why wasn't my dad the one?" "I don't know why," his mom said. "It just happened." "Where did he go?" "Well, we won't find that out until it's our time to go." "Will he ever come back?" Well, his trunk and his branches and pine needles are gone now, and they'll never come back. But his roots are still hugging yours, and his memory will live inside of your heart forever. But if he's not coming back, who'll protect me from the cold winter wind? I will, said the Mama Tree. I will, said the Uncle Tree. We all will, said the Emerald Forest. And when it's summertime, who will shade me when the sun is too hot for my needles? I will, said the Mama Tree. I will, said the Uncle Tree. We all will, said the Emerald Forest. I just can't believe he's gone. I feel like somebody cut off all my branches, and now I'm just an empty stick stuck in the ground. I know how you feel on the inside. I feel like a lightning bolt split me in half. Where will the cardinal family build their nest? Well, I'm sure they'll find the right place. My dad's top branch was the right place. There will never be a better place for their nest than his branch. Now he's gone. And now the cardinal family's leaving too. And you see the birds flying away from the trees. You look pretty sad for a Christmas tree, a flock green tree said to the daddy pine tree next to him. Look at me. I'm beautiful, and I was covered with lights, and I have plastic snow, and I was decorated with beautiful ornaments, and I had tons of presents underneath me. I was the most beautiful Christmas tree on the block. Look, I'm still wearing one of my ornaments. That's nice, said the daddy pine tree. I could see they didn't give you any plastic snow, but did you have beautiful lights? No. Did you get to wear ornaments like this one? No. Did people put fancy presents underneath you? No. Like I said, you must have looked pretty sad for a Christmas tree. Actually, I was a beautiful tree. I was covered in paper chains that were made by love. Each link of my paper chain had a message written from a child to a loved one who died. My pine cones were pulled off of me and decorated with glitter and given away as presents. I made a lot of people smile. Besides, none of that stuff that you're mumbling about really matters. What? Plastic, snow, fancy lights, beautifully wrapped presents? What really matters in life is what's on the inside. How's your mulch? My mulch? Yes, your mulch. Your mulch is the stuff on the inside of your heart. It's what you give back to others. And then you see the cardinals and they're flying back to the trees and they have sticks in their mouths. Maybe if I'm really good and I do everything I'm told, my daddy will come back. I wish he would come back, little tree, but no matter how good you are, that is not going to happen. But it's not fair. Why me? Why us? Why our family? You're right. It isn't fair. It isn't fair at all. But we can't change what happened. I wish I had the answers to all your questions, but I don't. What I do know is that I love you with all my heart. We have to work together to get through this. Are you going to be taken away too? I can't promise you that I won't be taken away, but I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen. I'll do my very best to take care of us. I'll do everything I can to keep our family safe and healthy. How come you don't cry? Don't you feel bad? Don't you miss him too? Oh, son, I do cry. I cry every single day. I cry on the inside. Grief is like a snowflake. Each snowflake is different, and everyone shows grief differently. Just like snow, sometimes grief comes one flake at a time. Other times it comes like a blizzard. It melts away, then it always comes back. You cry sap tears on the outside. I cry sap tears on the inside. Your uncle's so sad, he stopped drinking the rainwater, and now his needles are starting to fall off. The whole Emerald Forest makes sad noise when the wind blows. Everyone misses your daddy. What you do need to know is it's okay for you to be sad. And it's okay for you to be mad. It's okay for you to feel any way that you feel. Just remember, you can always talk to me about how you're feeling. No feeling you ever have is too big or too small for us to talk about. I don't want to talk to you or anybody right now. I just want to be with my dad. There go the Cardinals again. What really matters in life is not what you get, it's what you give back. The daddy pine tree said to the flock tree. You were given plastic snow and fancy lights and beautiful presents, but all those things don't really matter. They all have to be stripped off of you before you go into the great equalizer. The great equalizer only cares about what your insides are made of. That's what you give back. Have you ever offered your branch to a real cardinal family so they could build their nest? No. Believe me, the soft feathers of a real bird feel much better against your needles than that hard plastic thing does. Have you ever offered warmth from the cold winter wind or shade from a hot summer sun to a younger tree? No. Have you ever given your pine cones away as presents? No. Believe me, there's no better feeling in the world than giving of yourself and being there for someone who really needs you. There they go again, with sticks in their mouths. Your daddy's gone. I know how much you miss him. I miss him too. But I promise you, little tree, your daddy's still in your life. He'll always be in your life. I'm afraid that I might forget him. You will never be able to forget him because he is a part of you. In time, he will find a way to show you that. And then when you turn the page, you see that the daddy pine tree's roots made a heart with the baby pine tree's roots, and the cardinals decided to build their nest in the top branch of the little baby pine tree so they can always remember his daddy. See, that's kind of how the world works. People have to die, because if people don't die, we'll have too many people. And it makes us sad, and then sometimes people leave and we feel the same thing because they're gone. And the thing that I want to show you is, in this book, there's one page that you need to think about that really makes a lot of sense. I'm going to flip you back around for a second and go back to this page right here. See all those faces? You can feel, let's go back to, hang on just a sec. You can feel any way you want to feel. You can feel sad, you can feel mad, you can feel nothing. Some people expect you to feel things and you can just feel nothing, and that's okay too. Everybody does this differently. We all go through different stages at different times. So one of the activities that I use for grief is one of my favorite people in the whole world who isn't here anymore is my dad. And so I made a jar to remind myself of my dad. And it's full of things that he said and did and things I want to tell him. Sometimes I want to tell him something, so I'll write it down on a piece of paper and throw it in the jar. This is my Lou Lorenz jar, my dad jar. And he was a knife grinder, and he sharpened knives, so I have this little knife thing in there. He always used to say, shut the garage door, shut the garage door. So I have an old garage remote in there. Every time I would collect a rock when I was little, I'd pick it up, he'd say, that's a good one. Even if it wasn't, he'd say, that's a good one. So I have this rock to remind me of that. And there's some notes and things that I share and use with my dad. And it just kind of makes me find a way to be closer to him, even though he isn't here anymore. And sometimes we feel the same way when a pet dies, you know? I mean, these guys, they're part of our lives. And we love them so much. And we wouldn't want anything to happen to them because they're part of our family. But everybody lives and everybody dies. And sometimes people just go away and you still feel grief. But grief is something that one kid might feel one way and a total kid might feel the totally different way about the same problem. And that's okay, because everybody can do it differently. And that's how it works. And that's all right. Okay? So I just wanted to share that one with you because I know that this is kind of a tougher time, and I want to make sure you You know, tell the people around you how much you love them, because you don't know how long they'll be here, and you don't know how long you'll be here. And make sure you appreciate every day and smell the roses and enjoy your families and love each other. All right, for more ideas on grief, there's on TPT Julia Cook Encore, you can get some ideas. We have an activity book on the website as well as a storybook. If you get it through my website, I can autograph it. And if you're interested in Kirby Derby Doodle, on the logo, it goes right here with Kirby Derby Doodle. And then social distance is my superpower on the back. Or the sign that says, if you can read this shirt, you're too close to me. They come in kid sizes and adult sizes. And remember, every purchase you make, part of that goes back to help underprivileged kids. This is Julia Cook. I love you a lot, and I'll see you on Friday. Have an awesome week. Bye.